What exactly is RICO? It stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. Why is Fulton County DA Fani Willis using that against Donald Trump? Well, for that and the answers to more questions, we are really happy to have on the show right now Stan Twardy, a former U.S. attorney for the District of Connecticut. He's currently a lawyer with Day Pitney LLP. He's joining us now over Zoom. Mr. Twardy, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
And it's a pleasure to get your knowledge here, because for a lot of our viewers, this is going to be the first they're hearing of a RICO statute. Can you just tell us, maybe start off by explaining the pluses and minuses of Fani Willis using this tactic and why it sort of developed?
Sure. This was developed, as you mentioned earlier, to go after the mafia many years ago, 60 some odd years ago. And the benefit it has is it enables the prosecutor to sweep in a lot of people. It goes beyond the conspiracy statute and enables the prosecutor to put in lots of different facts. And that's what we've seen in this nearly 100-page long indictment. The downside of it, and unfortunately I experienced that when I was U.S. attorney, is in civil cases, in cases like this, political corruption cases, sometimes jurors think that it's an overreach. That ours was in a case prosecuting a former mayor, and the jury convicted him of tax evasion and other counts, but acquitted him on the RICO counts because talking with them afterwards, they thought it was overly broad in what we were doing, overly aggressive. So, the important thing here for the prosecutor is that in addition to the RICO statute, they have 12 other counts, against President Trump, and so that even if the jurors reject this as being too aggressive, she'll have an opportunity to get convictions on the other counts.
Curious, Mr. Twardy, to see how you would compare this to Jack Smith, Special Counsel Jack Smith's option to not, at least as of right now, indict Donald Trump's co-conspirators in the January 6th case. In that case, it seems like he is being tried alone. In this case, he is just one of 19. Are they completely separate sort of legal strategies on opposite sides of the spectrum?
Yes, I think they're I don't know if they're on the opposite side of the spectrum, but they are separate strategies. I think that Special Prosecutor or Special Counsel Smith wants to get a trial as quickly as possible. The more defendants one has in a case, the longer it takes to get to trial. And the reason that he wants to do that is in the event that former President Trump is elected president in 2024, he could affect what the Justice Department does. So I think Smith's desire here is to get a speedy trial. I know he's looking for one in January. Before things happen. And so that is his approach here. I think Ms. Willis here is looking to bring as much into one place as possible. She's not concerned about President Trump becoming President Trump again. This could be 2 years from now when this case goes to trial. And she wants to have everybody at the table. And so I think that there are competing mindsets here. Again, Smith looking to have something as expeditiously as possible, really speedy trial aspect to it, and in Georgia looking to get everybody and put everything into one place. And again, as we were talking about it, with that 100-page indictment, there's a lot of evidence that is put into that indictment. And indeed, one of the things that has stood out, I think, to many for many years now, since the election in 2020, is the phone call that then President Trump made to the electorate is in Georgia, wanting him to find the Secretary of State, wanting him to find 12,000 votes. And there's a tape recording of that. That's something that's going to play. That's a very easy count to, I think, to establish for her.
Yeah, it seems like these latest accusations seem to be the most direct accusations here. So we will see if they do hold up in court. Thank you so much just for giving us this basic primer on what these racketeering charges are and how this case differs from the most previous one that was filed earlier this month. Mr. Twardy, thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you.